Attention.
Yes.
You see the command, form a school circle around me. Go ahead, kneel down. Everybody be able to see, even the ones in the very back. If you can't see me, go ahead and get somewhere where you can. Hey, good morning, Delta Company.
Good morning, sir.
I know you're tired, but I got some things I want to say to you, so go ahead and give me your attention. Good to go?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you a story. All right, on August 10th, 2012, Sergeant Matthew T. Abate was awarded our nation's second highest award for valor, the Navy Cross, posthumously. He was a member of the 3rd Battalion, 5th Marine Scout Sniper Platoon. I was his platoon commander. On October 14, 2010, the date referenced in his Navy Cross citation, Sergeant Abate and the Marines with him on patrol in Sangin, Afghanistan, were confronted with a situation that would confound most people. The enemy had ambushed the Marines in an open field, but nearby a small mud brick compound seemed to offer some hope of cover. Training instincts immediately kicked in, and several of the Marines rushed for that compound, seeking advantageous firing positions and some safety from the incoming small arms, machine gun, and rocket-propelled grenade fire. What they didn't know was that house was rigged with over 20 improvised explosive devices, all on pressure plate initiators. Some were in the doorway waiting for them. Some were packed into the walls. Some were even packed into the ceiling overhead. Sergeant Abate and the Marines with him outside of that house, they heard those dull thuds. And they smelled the sick, sweet odor of fertilizer-based homemade explosives. And they knew that their friends were inside that house bleeding. So that time they basically had two choices. They could either stay outside the house and try to fight through the ambush, or they could go inside and try and help their friends. Several of the Marines with him on patrol at that time argued, perfectly reasonably, that they had no business going into that house. Clearly, the enemy had laid a clever trap for them. They ambushed the Marines in an open field and then booby-trapped the only place of cover nearby. Marines had no idea how many more IEDs might be in that house. But to Sergeant Abate at that time, none of those arguments mattered a bit. And that's because to him, the decision had nothing to do with tactics. It only had to do with ethics and honor, courage, and commitment. Something he learned here in boot camp. What he told the Marines to his left and right on that day offers a window into his extreme moral clarity. He told them, yeah, we might go down, but we'll go down doing what's right. And with that, he grabbed a metal detector, took point, rallied some Marines around him, and rushed headlong into that house. And as fate would have it, they saved lives on that day by not hesitating. Sergeant Abate was killed in action on December 2nd, 2010, roughly a month and a half after the incident that I just described. But each of us who wear the emblem of our corps, the Eagle Globe and Anchor, which you now wear, we carry on his legacy. We carry on the legacy of all the Marine heroes of old. America has the most powerful military in the world. We have aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, fighter jets, and stealth bombers. But just as important, we have a disciplined, elite corps of Marines. And these Marines are the most ferocious warriors on the face of the earth. Some of you are hearing me say that right now, and you're thinking to yourself, sir, there's no way. That's not me. I'm here to tell you that it is you. And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes on numerous occasions. Tired, dirty, hungry, worn out, young Marines, just like yourselves, rise to the occasion and meet every challenge time and time again. And why? Because they know their history. They're part of a proud legacy down through time, They're committed to their brothers on their left and right today, but also to their brothers down through our proud Marine Corps history. Marines like Staff Sergeant William Bordelon, who fell leading an assault at Tarawa in 1943. Warriors like Gunnery Sergeant Jimmy Howard, who kept fighting and calling in airstrikes in Vietnam in 1969. Young Marines like Corporal Jason Dunham, who smothered a grenade into his body and gave his life for his brothers in Iraq in 2004. And warriors like Sergeant Matt Abate, who fell in a hail of gunfire in Afghanistan in 2010. To me, this is the essence of what it means to be a Marine. We know our history. We have a proud heritage. We share a spiritual bond of brotherhood that unites us and empowers us throughout our generations of Marine Corps history. So what I want you to do right now is look around at the faces on your left or right in this formation. You are America's next generation of Marines. You are every bit as prepared to become warriors as the Marines of old. Where one time they were you, and now you are them. And that's why I know you're prepared to take your place in our ranks as Marines.
Good morning, warriors.
Morning, Sergeant!
I would like to take some time from you as well. Two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about our Eagle Over an Acre ceremony. I also want to tell you what I feel it means to truly be a Marine. All right? 54 hours ago, you received your mission to execute the Crucible. And as I watched you, it was guaranteed that 54 of you, as you were, many of you may not thought you could make it. And here you stand. Here you stand as Marines. The Crucible ceremony. Let's talk about this Crucible ceremony. 32 day events, 2 night events, 9-mile hike, 3 meals, and approximately 4 hours of sleep. Pretty challenging, right?
Yes, sir.
It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to challenge you physically, mentally, emotionally. It's determined to see who really wants to be a Marine. And what I've witnessed over the past 54 hours, you've exceeded those expectations. And our Eagle Over an Acre ceremony, where our covenant Eagle Over an Acre was presented to each one of you, the sacred rite of passage is only shared by Marines. It was evident to me as you progressed through the Crucible that you already began to embrace our war's ethos, that we leave no Marines behind. As I watched you come up the final stage of the Reaper hike, and the Reaper thought it was going to take another victim, you said, not today. Not today. Because again, here you stand, standing tall, standing proud, standing as a Marine. Let's talk about that term Marine. On February 11, 2013, you accepted the challenge on the Yellow Footprints to become a Marine. And again, many of you didn't think you could make it. And again, here you stand. You now share the title with past warriors such as General Chesty Fuller, Dan Daly, Smedley Butler. A brotherhood that dates back to 1775. And over that 12 weeks, you've had a transformation. I've seen you walk a little different. You stand taller. You utilize terms such as semper fidelis, esprit de corps, teamwork, sacrificing eye for we and togetherness. Worse, you've already turned into a Marine, and you didn't even know it. And again, I'm proud of each one of you. Because like I said, you now share the title, and your responsibility to uphold that legacy of our past warriors. And again, as I look out and dare to look between the cami paint, the tears and fatigue, I'm going to tell you what I see. I'm going to tell you what First Sergeant Lucas sees. I see future squad leaders, team leaders, future sergeants, master sergeants, future first sergeants, future sergeant majors, future drill instructors. And for those of you who choose another path, I see future lieutenants, future captains, majors. I possibly could see the future sergeant major of the Marine Corps, the next commandant of the Marine Corps. But more importantly, warriors, I'm going to tell you what I see. I see future warriors that can lead me one day. And I'm extremely proud of you. Another thing I want to talk about is I look out and I see the pride in each one of your face. I know how you feel because I feel that same way too. It's a feeling that's very special. And I'll be who to say it. It's a feeling that only Marines can share. It's a feeling that you feel when the national anthem is played. When we hear our Marine Corps hymn. All right, for those of you who have attend a Marine Corps ball ceremony. You hear taps played to honor our fallen. And some of you are going to feel that on May the 10th, when you walk across that parade deck, and you know what you've accomplished. That first you endured. You hear your parents out there, and they too are proud of you as well. I'm telling you, it's a feeling. And more simply, those you graduate, you walk in that airport, you're not in uniform, but the way you conduct yourself, those civilians know you're a Marine. They walk up to you, thank you for serving our country. I'm telling you, it's a feeling, and I feel it too. It's unexplainable. It's the feeling that's shared by Marines. And I would tell a story as you as well. Before I was assigned to 1st Battalion, Recruit Training Battalion, Delta Company, I also was in 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines. Lima Company, had the opportunity to deploy to Sing in Afghanistan. And I'll tell you, Wars, daily, we conducted foot mobile patrols in some of the most intense areas you can think of. Intense fighting, areas infested with improvised explosive devices. And I'm going to tell you who led us on those patrols. Warriors like yourselves, young Marines, not Marines of 10 or 15 years of service. Warriors like yourselves, facing adversity every day, attacking the enemy. So if you're sitting back thinking you don't have what it takes, I'm here to tell you do. You have what it takes. You have what it takes to take your place among Marines. And once again, I'm extremely proud of each one of you. Because in closing, that title Marine comes with a lot of responsibility. You now have the responsibility to inspire, encourage, deter those who need to be deterred, lead those who need to be led. And you may think that's a heavy load, but I'm telling you, you have what it takes. So again, Warriors, in closing, I'm extremely proud of each one of you, but I want you to continue to reflect on what you just accomplished throughout the recruit training, because we still have a little work to do until we reach May the 10th. And you did this together as a brotherhood, as a team. So, again, Warriors, I'm extremely proud of each one of you. Congratulations. Because again, on this day, you've officially earned the title Marines. Simply Vardelis. Hoorah, Marines! Hoorah!